Hello, how are you? Good morning, seekers. This is Fernanda from the Som channel. I'm here to bring you a reading for the month of May. A simple reading for our daily lives, which I think is the intention of the channel, to bring simple things so that we can improve and make our decisions in the best way possible. Of course, with the guidance of the tarot. I don't know if I told you, but Som means I am in Latin. That's the name of the channel, because I am, you are. We are everything we want to be. We can shape and change our lives by improving our actions. And that's what I came to bring you today. I'm going to make a game called Game of the Month. I'll explain as we draw the cards. First, I'm going to bring a major arcana, which is the arcana that will govern the energy, that will rule your month of May. And I'll also bring the energy that will rule the month of May and the areas of our lives, like work, relationships, health, money, domestic life, which is what we live, right? Our daily lives. And of course, the most important part of this reading is for us to follow the advice, because it's through the advice that we can gradually improve our lives. If this month of May brings something, some energy that asks for advice on what you should do to improve, then probably, obviously, the month of June will be a better month. And that's how we build our journey, by improving our attitudes. There is no magic. What exists is our effort, our willpower to improve. Okay? So let's get started. Capricorn sign, month of May. An earth sign, right? A fixed sign. May 2025. Tarot, what is the major arcana that will rule the month of May for the sign of Capricorn, please? For the people who are here on this channel, let's draw one. Let's leave it here. We'll talk about it in a moment. Now we are going to take the other areas of our life. If you hear any noise, please don't mind it, because I'm recording in my backyard. It's the place I have to record, right? Since I still don't have a specific spot, but I think that's the least important thing. What matters is that I bring you the message, what needs to be done, right? Because that's the purpose of the channel. I don't do private readings. My mission really is to bring self-knowledge to people so that we can improve ourselves. And by improving ourselves, we can improve everything around us. Yeah, Hong Kong, I'm going to do a giveaway. As soon as I have more subscribers on my channel, of course, and I'm counting on you for that. I'm going to do 2 giveaways for each zodiac sign every month, for a specific reading, a focused reading on whatever is most bothering you or most blocking your life. Then once I draw the winner, I get in touch with them and I do a reading and send it privately to that person, okay? But we'll keep talking about that. Let's look at the areas of our lives, Capricorn. So, work, tarot for the month of May, for Capricorn, for the people who are here. Relationships, for those who are in a relationship and for those who are single. Health, life. Let me move this a little over here. Now, hold on, I don't know if you all will be able to see, but I'll show you, okay? Social life, domestic life. What advice does the sign of Capricorn need to focus on this month? And money, how will finances be in the month of May? Let's go. The arcana that will rule the month of May for Capricorn is the Tower. What does the Tower mean? As an arcana by itself, well, without yet connecting it to the other areas, the Tower speaks of deconstruction, The Tower indicates that something in your life is going to be deconstructed. It strongly suggests that we are in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong objective. And the Tower comes into our lives, or sorry guys, it's just that I'm recording on my phone, okay? If you hear any little noises, just pretend you didn't. When the Tower appears in our lives, it shows up to deconstruct, to bring things crashing down. It comes with pain. It comes with some kind of sacrifice. But guys, it's always to put us back on the right path in our lives. Yeah, we call this card the finger of God. It's as if some things in some areas of our life, or even our whole life, we've been building on foundations that aren't solid. So there comes a moment when we can't see that, we can't recognize it. And then the finger of God comes and says, my friend, tisk if up until now I've given you 1, 2, 3, 5 chances and you still haven't seen it, you still haven't rebuilt. Hold on, we're going to help you. Will there be pain? There will be pain. But afterwards you will build your life. You will build the foundation of your life on things that are truly solid. Now, bringing this into our daily lives, we'll understand it better. Work for the month of May for Capricorn. For those who are working, right? The Tower card speaks of a job where you are in the wrong place. In the wrong place, that's not your place. Even though with this Queen of Wands, it shows that you, Capricorn, are an honorable person. Someone who cares about your surroundings. Someone who works with dignity, even thinking a lot about the people around you. But this Tower brings bad work, a place where you feel attacked by others. A place where the work environment is not very good. Literally, the Tower is something external, right? So here, because you are a Queen of Wands, which is the best queen in the whole tarot, there is a lot of external attack, people attacking you. It's as if people are constantly testing you. Yeah, are you going to lose your job? Are you going to be unemployed? I don't know, I can't say that. But the Tower comes to break something down. If by any chance you lose your job this month, or decide to leave your job, remember, you are in the wrong place. This is not your place, not for a Queen of Wands. Because the Queen of Wands also doesn't stay in a place that's not good for her. She can't fit into jobs where there is this kind of attack, a bad place to work. But later we'll look at the advice, because then I can balance things well here with the job. For those who are unemployed, will a job appear? Yes, because the Queen of Wands says that you are worthy, you deserve to have a job. But this job might not be exactly what you want, because the Tower brings something, but it brings something bad, in quotes, something that isn't good. I'll give you an example. For instance, let's say they called me to work as a manager at a store, but this store is in the neighboring town, which means I have to commute, I have to go there, so it's a job that's still not exactly what you wanted, but you are worthy of it. Okay, so pay close attention to this workplace, right? I imagine it must be very difficult to work in a place where people are constantly attacking you, because here the attack comes from the outside, right? You are a Queen of Wands, probably for those who are working or who own a business. There is a lot of external interference in your work, because this Queen of Wands is she draws a lot of attention. She is very empathetic. She does her job, and she is noticed, and that bothers people, right? Let's look at the other areas now. Relationships. For those who are in a relationship, the Tower card says that either you or your partner feels undervalued by the other. I don't know if it's you or your partner, because here a relationship could mean marriage. It could mean several things, right? With this Nine of Pentacles, it shows that you put in effort. It shows that you give yourself. The Nine of Pentacles is that person, it's that woman who is fertile, you know, she nurtures the relationship, she gives her best. But the Tower, when it comes to relationships, means that something isn't right in this relationship, especially if you are a Capricorn sign. It suggests that you feel somewhat undervalued by your partner, right? And you put in so much effort, you give so much of yourself, and you don't get the same in return. The Tower always brings that, right? Something external, it attacks me or it devalues me. He or she, it doesn't matter, or she doesn't appreciate my worth, or she doesn't see the value I have. But later we'll look at the advice, okay, because the advice applies generally to everything. For those who are single, there are plenty of opportunities because the Nine of Pentacles says, the sea is full of fish for me, right? Lots of opportunities. But with this Tower, it could be you, Capricorn. It's no use having lots of opportunities if I'm resonating with the Tower. What is the Tower? I still can't open up. I still can't, you know, be fully present for a relationship. The Tower always brings that pain, that's something from the past. Probably someone left a wound in your heart and you're very reactive. It's no use if the sea is full of fish. If you're reactive to anything that comes your way, I'm suspicious, I'm reactive, anything at all, and I already don't want it. It's like I say, like my teacher always used to say, it's no use having a banquet, right? With all kinds of food, if I have a stomach ache. Or this energy could also be someone who shows up. Yes, it could be someone who appears in your life, but this person has their own pains. This person also, just like the energy I mentioned, if that's your case, you need to assess and see how you're doing this month of May, right? It's a person, because the Nine of Pentacles represents someone who already has a certain stability, someone whose life is already calm financially. Their life is organized, but they still carry pain. This person also isn't ready yet. There's a hole in their heart. So you need to adapt this to your situation. Either it's you who feels this way, Capricorn, or it's this person who's going to show up for you. All right? Let's see what else. Health. Capricorn. Yeah. I'd say to you, be careful this month, because the Tower, when it comes to health, always indicates some kind of loss, right? Something external with this Queen of Swords. Pay attention and be careful, because it could be an external attack. What is an external attack? An accident, you cutting yourself, Queen of Swords, and needing to go to a hospital, because sometimes the Tower is so intense that you don't notice what's coming from outside, from external sources. Why? Because it also represents a person who brings irritability, right, as an energy, a person who is reactive. And with this Queen of Swords, be careful with arguments, be very careful with arguments, because the Tower is at a point in life where it stays quiet, but if it gets provoked, it reacts, and it reacts strongly because it's really reactive. And this Queen of Swords, right, swords can confront,
can also refer to cuts. And this Queen of Swords is someone who is irritable, someone who is nervous, and also someone who is reactive. Be careful this month with your health or with the risk of some kind of accident, or especially with any kind of argument that could result in a cut, that could end up requiring a hospital visit because you're being very reactive. Here, it's always something that comes from the outside, always something external, okay? Be cautious with this energy this month when it comes to your health. Social life. Social life. Knight of Wands, what does he bring? He brings movement. He brings, right? The Knight of Wands is the one who goes out to places, the one who goes for walks. But these aren't always the best places. Sometimes we need to reassess our social life. We need to reconsider our friendships. We need to rethink our interactions. Here it talks about a social environment that isn't so good, where the people around you bring this negative energy, the feeling that something isn't right. Be careful with the environments you frequent. Remember that it's always the external. It's the external that isn't good. It's the external that is you are. It's always the external attacking you. An environment where people speak badly, an environment where people, don't have much character. Be careful with the environments you find yourself in this month of May. All right? But it's quite a busy month, right? Because the Knight of Wands is the one who does things, makes things happen. I'm going here, I'm going there. He has immense energy, but it's immense energy for an environment that isn't very pleasant. All right? Let's see here. Family life. I imagine this. What is family life? Family life is within our home, our own space, our family. What is family? Family is your husband, your wife, or it's you and your children, or it's you, your mother, your father. It doesn't matter. At home, the Tower, irritability, a lot of reactivity. Five of Wands, conflicts, fights, arguments. Be careful with this energy. The energy of the Five of Wands, folks, it basically means conflicts over silly things. Because you're in a moment of irritability, a very reactive moment where if someone so much as brushes against you, you snap, and that brings up these arguments, but they're all over trivial things. You see that all these wands are the same size, everyone has the same amount of reason. Everyone has each with their own point of view, and everyone is right. For example, my husband says that I don't put water in the beans or something like that, but I do put water in the beans. Okay, you do, but for him, it's not enough. So these are silly things, trivial, everyday arguments that only cause wear and tear. Wear and tear on you. You get it? So these are things you can stop and think about. This month, you find yourself very, very reactive. Be careful with this energy of arguments at home, okay? Let's see the advice so we can see what we can improve this May for you, Capricorn. Advice. Advice, the Tower. What is the advice from the Tower? The advice from the Tower is this. Review all your values. Why? Because you are fighting, you are arguing, you are putting energy into something that isn't it. You are putting energy into situations that aren't really the ones that matter to you or add value to life. The Tower is that card that says you're in the wrong place, you're fighting for the wrong beliefs. It's like the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, if you look at it, is a card that talks about making an effort, defending yourself. Make an effort this month. Really commit yourself to making this Tower moment happen in your life so you can review your values. Your values are not based on something solid. Your values are based on the wrong actions, on the wrong choices. Defend yourself. Defend the fall of this tower. Make an effort. This card is the card of effort. I make an effort to review. I make an effort to act. I make an effort to see what I'm doing wrong. The social environment isn't very good. Conflicts at home, irritability, right? You're irritable. You're very reactive. So make an effort to review this. Make an effort to improve. Look at your convictions. Look at what you fight for. Because with the Tower, we have a certain stubbornness. This card speaks a lot about stubbornness, folks. I'm stubborn, I'm hard-headed. Yeah, I don't know if it's you or your partner, but if I'm doing a reading for you, Capricorn, it's probably you. I'm stubborn, I'm hard-headed. What I think is right is right. And that creates these conflicts at home. And you are right, but so are the people at home. You just can't see it. So make an effort to let this tower fall, to let it all come crashing down. You're making the wrong choices because you think you're right. This really points to stubbornness. Let this tower fall. Money. Look, the tower. The tower always refers to something external, right? Your money is slipping away because you, Capricorn, are spending it on something external. But you keep insisting that you're right about this. What does the Two of Swords say? It speaks of duality. See how the person on the card here has their eyes closed? Again, a kind of stubbornness. I'm spending on things I don't need. My money is going away on things that aren't necessary, but I still think I'm right. The Two of Swords is that stubbornness. I don't want to see that I'm wrong. I don't want to see that my money is going away on things that aren't necessary. There is a loss of money here, and it's really a loss of money on things that aren't necessary. Maybe it's because of your social life, a busy social life. My money is going away in places that aren't good, in places that don't bring me anything positive, addictions, I don't know. But there's a stubbornness here, there's a duality. You see, I don't want to see. I don't want to see. Where I'm spending my money, I think I'm right, and that's it. So you need to be a little careful with this energy, Capricorn, in this month of May. When the tower appears in our lives, it requires us to break down values we hold, values that aren't based on things that will bring us a better life, quite the opposite, in fact. So the best thing to do here is to follow the advice and fight, make an effort to let this tower fall, make an effort to review everything you're doing. All right? So this was the reading for the month of May. Whenever the tower appears, it comes to break something down in your life because it's time to deconstruct, because you are literally not seeing things. You are being very reactive, very stubborn, very hard-headed. Either it's you, Capricorn, or someone in your household, I repeat, or someone you live with. But since this energy came up for you, this is for you. You are being very reactive, thinking that you are making the right choices, but you are not. Okay? If you follow the advice to make an effort, to make sacrifices to review this tower, to review everything that needs to be removed from your life, June will probably be a little better for you. Probably in the month of June, you will be able to change, to alter some energies. That's exactly what tarot is for. It's to see where we're going wrong, where our life isn't going well, you know? Put an end to this stubbornness, right? This hard-headedness, because the Tower brings an energy of conflicts, of people who are difficult to deal with, whose minds, it's hard to change this person's ideas. Probably if you follow this advice, June will be a much better month for you. Well, as I already said, I don't do private readings. Actually, I'm not sure if I mentioned that, right? But as soon as I have more subscribers on the channel, every month I'll do 2 giveaways for 2 readings for people from my channel with an objective question, a question about the area of the person's life that is most stuck or that really bothers them and where they want some guidance, advice, a reading. Then I'll get in touch with that person, of course, and we'll send it privately in a one-on-one message. I ask that you leave a comment letting me know if you liked this type of reading, if you have any questions, or if you'd like me to bring up any other topics. Okay? Capricorn sign, take a good look at this tower and let it fall. Rebuild your life. Rebuild it on things that are truly solid, that truly have value. Thank you. I thank all of you who are here. I honor my spirituality. I honor my channel. And I honor each one of you who are here. See you next month.